Hey guys, so we have an awesome test here between the best Sony and the best iPhone. So let's go right to it. Now, I did a poll on Twitter asking you guys which comparison you want to see next. And of course, these two phones were the winners. Now, in terms of the first test, boot up, we have advantage for the Sony. Now, that said, the iPhone is going to be extremely tough to beat for most of the tests. Especially for the battery life, the speakers, and the cameras. And the iPhone is up. Alright guys, now for the specs. The Sony has a 4K display. Now, on the front, the iPhone has an extra camera. And on the back, both phones have 3. Now, the iPhone has more storage, but the Sony supports micro SD. The iPhone has a larger battery, but the Sony has more RAM. Both phones are water resistant, and the iPhone is more expensive. Now at the bottom we have Type-C versus Lightning port, and unfortunately no headphone jacks. And on the back, both are glass. Alright guys, let's get to it. Alright guys, get into it. Reddit, Sony, eBay, Sony, Spotify, Sony, YouTube. So excellent starter for the Sony. Now guys, I will say the iPhone will do a much better job for most of the other tests. Instagram, they're going to be a lot more competitive. But yeah, for basic apps, a very easy winner for the Sony. Now, iFunny should be the iPhone. Yep, iFunny advantage for the iPhone. Amazon Shopping should be the Sony. And Photos. So this is the final basic app. And it's going to find a photo for each for the RAM part, just to make the multitasking a bit tougher. And we'll go with some Instagram photos. Alright, so now for gaming. Now first we have PUBG. Now the iPhone is not lost yet for PUBG. And it's looking like no exception here. Very impressive for the A13. Temple Run. So, Temple Run advantage for the Sony. Mario. Usually a bit quicker on the Sony. Yep, a slight advantage for the Sony. Asphalt, which is usually a bit faster for the iPhone. iPhone. And now for the big one, of Fortnite. Now guys, the iPhone Fortnite app has a lot of issues with it. So you're going to see here, it's going to take an extremely long time after you restart your phone. So the Sony right here is going to connect pretty quickly. So you have the option here for play. Now for the iPhone, it's going to go to 99% here. And it's just going to take a very, very long time to optimize. So it's going to fast forward. Okay, and the Sony is up. Alright guys, so it says log in here. Now I am logged into it. So I'm going to press log in, and then I'm going to press skip, and then yes, find my account. Now for here, again guys, I am signed in, so I'm not actually going to press anything. See, the fields are blank. But if you wait about 2 or 3 seconds, see, it automatically signs me in, even though I'm ready. I know it's very confusing, but for the iPhone app, guys, it's really having a lot of issues. So, again, it's going to keep fast forwarding. And by the way, guys, I am on the latest version of iOS. Okay, so the iPhone is up. Now, after this, we're going to close out and go back in, because the iPhone is a lot quicker after you close out and go back in. Although, for the past 2 weeks, guys, I've had a pretty bad issue. The app's had a pretty bad issue. So, I don't think it's going to properly load for the iPhone. What's going to happen here is the iPhone's going to be quicker for this part. And yeah, I've done like half a dozen practice tests, so I know exactly what's going to happen. So the iPhone is quicker for this part. Now, the Sony comes up at this point. Now, right here, guys, it goes to this black Epic Games loading screen, and it's not going to come out of this. It's just going to stay here. Alright, so the Sony is up, and it's not going to go to this black screen. It's just going to go straight to the title screen. Now, we're going to try one final time. It will work for the final time. But, you know guys, I mean, these are some pretty bad issues. Okay, so again, the iPhone is a bit quicker here. And this time, the iPhone is going to go straight to the title screen. Or not. Man, guys, this happens so frequently, so often now. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have these kind of glitches on your iPhone. Really, it's only happened within the past couple weeks, though. And generally, if I do it 3 times, it works. But, yeah, once again, guys. So, obviously here for Fortnite, pretty big advantage for the Sony. Okay, so we're not going to try a 4th time, but we're just going to leave it like this. And we'll just give the Sony a couple seconds. Alright, so now for Geekbench. And we'll run this in a few. Time now for Chrome vs Safari. And it's going to clear the web history. Okay, so first website, IGN, Sony, and we go by when the website loads but not the ads. So that was advantage for the Sony. Just want to be consistent with how we usually do it. Next up we have IMDb. And it looked like a slight advantage for the Sony. Sony.com. And advantage for the Sony. Finally, we have Apple. And of course, advantage for the iPhone. So overall, advantage for the Sony. And we'll just do one final site. Teamtrees.org, Mr. Beast campaign. Team trees. I don't know why it does this, guys. For the iPhone, I was definitely pressing the right thing. Let's try one final time. Teamtrees.org. And instead, I'll just press go in the bottom right. So it looks like it would have been a bit faster for the Sony. I'll actually put the exact time codes below. Eyes of Glory, no copyright. And now for the speakers. Alright, so first we have the Sony. iPhone. Back to Sony. And a few more seconds. So pretty good quality on both. Excellent quality on both, but the iPhone has a better base. And now for battery. Alright, so check in a few hours. Alright, so it's been about 3.5 hours. And we have a pretty easy win here for the iPhone. Now, this is really an area that the Sony has to improve in. The battery is way too small. So now we have Face Unlock versus Fingerprint. Now, I did switch hands to make this a bit simpler for the Sony. So, both are pretty quick. I mean, it really comes down to which method you prefer. Alright guys, so now for RAM. Now for the Sony, we have a restart, so advantage for the iPhone. Now the iPhone actually has less RAM, 4 versus 6. But I will say guys, the iPhone iOS is a lot better optimized. Spotify. iPhone. Yeah, I mean I'd say the Sony it could have used a bit more RAM, either 8 or 12 gigabytes. Good job there. Instagram. Excellent. So bad start for the Sony, but now starting to hold stuff. iFunny. And we might have yeah, that's an in-app refresh. So not a problem. Amazon shopping. iPhone. Photos. Now, the iPhone did not keep its place here. Did not load up the photo that we clicked on. So that's advantage for the Sony. So now for the big stuff we have gaming. Okay, excellent job for PUBG. Temple Run. Excellent. So yeah, the gaming is obviously more important because you don't want to be waiting like a minute or losing your progress. Mario. Perfect. That was weird. I thought I pressed it for the iPhone, but maybe not. Mario. Okay. So now we have Asphalt. Excellent. And now for Fortnite, which remember guys, it did not fully vote up for the iPhone. So that is really good job there for the Sony. And now for Geekbench. And run it. So the answer for the iPhone, and by the way guys, just want to show you something. So obviously we've had a lot of issues here with Fortnite. Now, just want to show you, if you go into, just going into the App Store. So if I search for Fortnite, if you guys see here, so it is on the latest version because it says open here rather than update. So yeah, pretty strange. So now for camera speed. So pretty close. And now look at the front cameras. And the stabilization. And now for a look at the rear cameras. And the stabilization. And to book the maximum zoom. And to book the wide angle cameras. Alright guys, let me know in the comments below which phone won. So overall, it's pretty close. But yeah guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more. And I'll see you next video.